What's up, you folks? Matt, ESC United, your favorite Eurovision channel, and today, for the very first time, my friends, for the very first time, it is all about Sweden. Melodifestivalen is returning. Yes, in a couple of days, we get to watch the first semifinal. The 7 participants battle it out. 2 will go on to the grand final, 2 to the second chance, and then 3 will be cut. And the snippets, the 1-minute snippets, were dropped by SVT, the Swedish broadcaster. I listened to them, and I'm going to share with you my personal ranking from 7th to 1st. Instead of just giving you the video everyone does with the pictures and all of that stuff, I figured I'll talk about it. How does that sound? Now, my first impression of the semi, you know, there are a lot of names that people were talking about. You know, we have Bengtsson as a winner returning. Felix, Sandman, obviously a favorite. The Mamas, the backup singers, Malou, Prytz returning from last year. So a bunch of people that you feel like, okay, this is going to be a big battle. Overall, I'm not saying it was a weak group. It was just okay, the group. It was fine. I was hoping maybe for a little bit more. Again, it's very difficult to judge it completely just based on the 1-minute snippet, but there were not that many whoa moments for me here, and I'm looking for whoa a little bit more, right? Even after the first minute, you get at least a little bit of a vibe. So, but I'm open-minded. I'm waiting for the whole thing, of course, so this is all subject to change, so don't judge me. Anyway, let's go through this one by one, my top 7. Alright, I moved to the side so I have space for my little graphics here. Smart. Alright, going from 7th / last place to my 1st place, and let's get started. And in 7th place, and this is always a sad place, you know, because I hate doing that, giving someone the last place, but that's how it works. And it is OVÖ, Inga Problem, and I have a problem with that song, but it's also my problem because it's just not my kind of music. I need a melody. I need something that gets me excited, and the song just doesn't have that. It's like that, and it's me again. Rap, the style that they're doing, it's just not for me. And I see very little distinction between like the verses and the chorus, assuming the chorus is what we heard, because I wouldn't know. It all sounds the same to me. So there was very little I could hold on to. I'm just like, yes. So unfortunately, it is my last place. I'm sure there's a market out there for it, but not me. Not for me. So moving on to my 6th place, therefore also would be a non-qualifier. And oh gosh, am I gonna say it? Yes, I am. Felix, Sandman, Boys with Emotions. This boy had no emotions listening to that song. And I believe, wasn't he like in the betting odds #1 or something like that? And like, he's not even singing in the chorus. It's like this talky stuff. Again, going back to where is the flippin' melody. And even like the verses had very little to work with. Like I had, it's just like, no. Now, don't get me wrong, this is not a prediction ranking here. I'm pretty much sure that he's going to go straight to the finals, and I do think that the staging will look amazing on this one. It's last in the running order. All the signs are pointing at Felix Sandman to go straight to the finals, but if it were up to me, based on this very short snippet that is, because, you know, maybe it's going to be more, but based on this, I was unimpressed. So, I'm not with the hype on this one, I'm afraid. Sorry. So moving on to my 5th place, that would mean in Melodifestivalen terms also eliminated, is Suzi P Moves. And the song, to me, everything about it, the word that describes it best is average. Everything about the song is average to me. It seems as whoever wrote the song, they tried to take pieces from other songs that were very popular and put this together. It became like this thing that was put together, but in the process it lost any kind of personality, any kind of charm or soul. It just felt like a product to me. It tried too hard. The biggest redeeming quality is the fact that it's partial, not just completely in English. And I was like all excited about that, but then once the horrible English lyrics come in, I was just like, oh no, I'm done. So that one unfortunately did not work with me, and I would love to hear from you guys and see if you agree or disagree. Moving on to my 4th place. And my 4th place goes to, and by the way, that means 4th place, Second Chance. So this song, according to the 1-minute snippet, I believe should go to the Second Chance round, and that is Malou, Prytz, and Ballerina. And I feel really bad about this because out of all the songs that are listened to the 7. This one was the most difficult one to rank because I feel as the 1 minute snippet did not give it enough justice. And that is technically applying to all of them, but I felt like maybe there's more progression, there's more to come. There was something there that I was intrigued by, but I wasn't quite wowed by it. So therefore, it is just kind of in there between for me for now. But I'm giving it a second chance because I want to hear the whole thing. Again, all subject to change. Anyway, moving on to my medal table. 3rd, 2nd, and 1st place. In my 3rd place, which also technically means second chance round, bronze medal goes to, jaws dropping maybe, Sonja Aldén, Sluta, aldrig. Did I say that right? I have a feeling that for a lot of people this is their least favorite. I get it. It's Sweden 1996 Melodifestivalen. This does not really work in the year 2020, and I do not expect this to win. I do not expect this to qualify even. But I think there are so many songs in the running this year. I feel like they're trying really hard to be something, and they feel a little less organic, a little less, it just felt overproduced, I guess. And then Sonja Aldén comes along, and I was like, oh, this feels at least genuine, and she stays true to her art, and it was sweet, and it just was non-pretentious, and it just between all these other songs, this just had a different vibe. And since I was not like super impressed with most of the songs based on my first impression, this at least was different, and I was like, I needed this song. I felt like this song was desperately needed in the running. So if it were up to me, based on these short snippets, should go to second chance. Is it going to happen? Probably not. But that's not what this is. This is not a prediction ranking. So there you go. That means the 2 songs at the top of my list, therefore, should actually go straight to the finals. Again, subject to change. But I put, obviously, the Mamas and Bengtsson in there. And let me just address both of them, and then I'll share with you my favorite. The Mamas, the song, obviously, probably the most energetic and most exciting song in the running. That big, like, you just want to clap along to that song. It sounded really, really good. And I was like, oh my God, if this is studio version, I can only imagine what it's going to be like live. Like, you remember Too Late for Love, which I loved the song, Jonathan Vick. The studio version was just kind of like, eh. But the live version with the Mamas and the voices together was just so grand and so fantastic, and I have a feeling something similar is going to happen with Move here. So much potential. I don't like, well, it's one of my pet peeves of mine is that repetitive, you repeat that one line over and over again in the chorus, and it's just like, okay, I get it. And they do that here, but it may work because it's a sing-along song, right? You just want to sing along and clap along, and it brings up the energy in the room. So it's probably very effective. So I was very much into this song, and I cannot wait to watch this and listen to the full 3 minutes, because I think this is going to be a moment. This is going to be a moment. I'm very happy for the Mamas, because they left an impression in, where were we last year? Tel Aviv. Gosh, this is all just blurring now. And I hope that they're going to have their moment on stage as well. And Bengtsson, very interesting, also in my top 2 with Take a Chance. Watching my videos from, 3 years ago now, I was not a fan of Can't Go On. I was fairly critical about it. It felt, using that overproduced kind of thing, right? I just didn't connect with it. It was too much for me. I did like his song Constellation Prize the year before. He didn't win Melodifestivalen, but I liked it way better. And so with him, it's always a hit or miss with me, it seems. Take a Chance on Me has a lot of things that I'm really interested in. Yes, it has almost like a retro vibe. I get some ABBA out of it at times, and sometimes I get like early 90s kind of sound, like Nick Cayman, I Promised Myself. Some of you may remember that song. That kind of music, I get a little bit of that retro vibe here, but it seems as he's capable and able to still make it current enough for it to work in 2020. And that is what I really need to find out. I need to hear the whole 3 minutes. But those 2 songs definitely stood out the most to me based on my personal taste. So who's my number 1? Is it the Mamas or Bengtsson? Let's find out. My number 1, I'll send my final one based on the snippets, and this may change once I hear the whole 3 minutes and watch the performance. But anyway, just for now, my number 1 are the Mamas. The Mamas and Move definitely had the biggest impact on me, but I'm not counting out Bengtsson. that song to me was very interesting. Very interested in to hear the whole thing. I gotta say, as pointed out, those two right now are significantly ahead of the rest of the pack. So let's see what's going to happen on Saturday. Now I would love to hear from you. Do you agree? Do you disagree? I have a feeling a bunch of you will disagree with me because Felix, Sandman, a lot of people will disagree with me because Sonja Aldén. But maybe not. Maybe some people felt the same way. Leave your thoughts below in the comments section. I would love to hear from you. Thank you for watching the video. So have a good day. I gotta move on. Goodbye.